Most exciting time in your life up to this point. The most important game you played up to this point. It is an awesome responsibility, all right, to wear this jersey. It's an awesome accountability issue to walk beside the guy right beside you. Those guys have bled, they've been sweating, and they had tears just like you have many, many times in your athletic career. You're a band of brothers, but we have collusion among ourselves to make sure we got it. We've paid the price together. We've encouraged other. We've complained to each other about how hard it is, but I promise you, it's an earned task. You have earned it. You put the time in, and you've made it happen the way that we set it out to be. We set it out to go one direction, and that's all the way to the top. Now that you're at the top of the mountain, go finish it off. Hey, capture the flag because the flag says Argyle. You understand me?
The beginning of it all for these seniors and juniors, this team would have began for them back in 3rd and 4th grade. You had 60 kids. I think we had 58 kids. We split our teams into 2 equal teams. We did an equal draft, and we took these little kids that had never played the game, and we ultimately, when they were 4th graders, came through 2 separate divisions, 2 perfect records, 2 12-0s, and met in the championship against each other. These kids were told that they were going to win the first state championship. This little picture of us circled up and that little prophecy, if you want to call it, that kind of resurfaced this year at the beginning of the year. Somebody sent me a photo and called me on the phone and said, "Do you remember at Northwest Stadium?" I said, "Yeah, I do." Well, I hadn't thought about that in a long time, and so that kind of became a story or a destiny or kind of an aura over the season. Everyone knew that the tools were there, that these kids have been prepared from an early age with all of the outside help, the coaching, the skills, the training.
It's definitely not easy. Even though I'm a kicker and people always think that kickers have the life, but it was definitely not easy. Argyle is known for winning, but coming into this year, we had one goal, and that was to win a state championship.
Through the last offseason and this summertime, it was the hardest that a football team in Argyle has worked.
Across the board, it was, not literally 3 hours a day, but the way they see it, 3 hours a day for 6 years, starting in middle school, being up here in the morning, being up here on Saturdays, weightlifting, running. Some of these kids gave up other sports. Did they love it? Yeah. Were they tired? Yeah. Did they hate it some days? Of course. But they, for 6 years, poured everything in their being, everything in school, everything on the weekends into Argyle football, and it paid off for them.
When you set out one of your goals is to win a state championship, I think most teams dream about that, but that's a very realistic expectation for this group of Argyle Eagles, and expectations are as high as they've ever been in Argyle, and for good reason. Argyle steps up, and Argyle will take over on downs. 3-yard line. Here comes Nick coming back to the left. Big hole out across the line of scrimmage. Still on his feet at the 50. Clear. It's a foot race.
Return to the Mac. Get on what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit again.
These kids came out this year with a chip on their shoulder. First off, to go out to Abilene Wiley and say, number one, we're going to get some revenge for last year. Number two, we're going to show you what Argyle's made of this year.